Saturday, May 30th, and do a quick tour of the backyard. I'm gonna start here with our rose bushes. This is the most prolific they've been. Had to feed them. I'm not quite sure whether they like the rocks at their feet, but we had a lot of rain this year, so flushed out pretty good. This tree here, I haven't mentioned its name before, but it's Philippine lime, or maybe more commonly known as a calamondin. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's something along those lines. Got strawberries perked up and look nice. They got a strawberry there and got some flowers back there. Expect to see more flowers over the coming few weeks. This is our cherimoya, and maybe here some fruit set. There's a small flower. This is gonna die off. This is interesting. This bigger flower there. It opens up. Doesn't open up very well. Here you go. Here's a bigger flower. It starts off as a female. The flower starts off as a female, and over a few days, it turns into to a male. And what you see here, see this is pollen. So this pollen's got to go into a newly opened flower, and since this tree doesn't have any native insects here, it's going to be hand pollinated. I have heard people that their trees just set fruit without any attention, but it's usually a more mature tree. So I don't know. I gotta come out. I'm not having as many flowers as I did last year. This thing just did not flush out very well with new growth this year. The limbs didn't get much longer. So anyway, I'll have my work cut out for me. It's time to start doing lots of hand pollinating. Come out here every day. So back here we have a loquat. All the fruit's gone, but there is new growth. I have no idea what type of variety loquat tree. I just wanted to come over here come here in the front yard. Just look here. It's one of our plumerias. It's looking pretty good. And jasmine there on the wall. Anyway, and this is a Satsuma mandarin orange. Not going to see any fruit on this year. This may be one of those alternating year bearing trees. I don't know, but this is the healthiest the trees ever looked. And I all contributed to all the wood mulch. Well, around all the trees through here, going all the way up there and here, they all had this gravel, and I've had to pull it back. But I think the gravel got too hot, didn't hold water very well on the ground, so the roots and the trees struggle a lot. But the tree does look pretty happy. Lots of green foliage, and so that's good. But it's all because of laying down these wood chips. I'll feed them with some organic fertilizer too. But that, holding the water in, has been awesome. I don't have to water as much because the ground stays wet. the moisture stays in there. But anyway, our Fuyu persimmon. Let's come look at one of the flowers. Let's look here. It's one of the fruit setting. It's another one. These things produce a lot of those. But this guy, this tree produces a lot of these fruits, but it also drops them too. There's anyway, there was a fruit there that just didn't set and dropped off. There's our old nectarine tree. Just does not look good, and it has not done very well at all. I mean, it's probably maybe the best it's looked, but it just does not produce a lot of leaves, not a lot of new growth. Like, this is the most exciting that it can do, but I think it's just because it's old. There's a little disease, and I think this may be because of the peach leaf curl. And anyway, there's some kind of boring guy coming in, so this branch is not gonna make it. There's a few spots on the tree elsewhere, so this tree's probably, like, this is the beginning of some kind of, I think, probably a fungal problem. Okay. Previous videos were showing this nectarine growing, and then it just kind of stalled out. I don't know. That's okay. This tree may be coming out at the end of this year. Or maybe I might cut it and graft it. I don't know. That'd be a new experiment. Another strawberry. I think this is an Adamoya. It's kind of a cousin of the Cherimoya. And you can see some of the flowers, but it does produce a different type of fruit. The fruit looks kind of the same, but the shape of it's different, and we really didn't have haven't had a good sample of it yet to grow to eat. So, but I'm sure the taste is much different. So from what I understand is both this Adamoya and that Cherimoya over there were both grown from seed. So this is I think a green table grape, Thompson seedless, I think. This is a grapefruit, red grapefruit. Flame. It's doing better than it was, and I think it's because this stuff, the feeder roots were coming into the. So I think the feeder roots were coming in, being starved of the nitrogen, so the uptake of nutrients was just awful. I've removed some of the fruits and some of the blossoms up here, but I probably should take them all off. Have all the energy back to the leaves, but this is looking better than it was. These were almost all yellow just a few weeks ago. Pear tree, all the way full out, but not much fruit. And then I have my kids back here playing ball and knocking my fruits off. So, bummer. Anyway, I've spent time removing more of the rocks. Fill it in with some wood chips. This is a navel orange tree. This is a 4-in-1 lemon lime tree. There's a Mexican and bear's lime, which I have not seen any fruit that stays on there, and very few blossoms. But this is a Meyer lemon. This is this tree with these colored leaves here is a pink lemonade. Goji berry. Flushing out green leaves, but I don't see any new growth. My blackberry. Is gonna ripen, and it's doing okay. But this other blackberry over here, I think, has been doing better. You can see the nice flush growth, more solid fruit setting back here. Back there, the papayas. First one there is a Brazilian, put on a lot of new growth. Mexican papaya back there. Avocado, he had the most fruit set I've ever seen, but it's when it does, it's very fragile. Got all this new growth up here and all over the tree. The branches start to fall over, and if it gets windy, the branches start to hit this, and the fruit doesn't stick, doesn't stay. But okay. It's been probably 9 inches of growth in the last couple months on there. Boy, this is some stinky fungus. It's called stinkhorn. And it attracts flies. This is also the happiest this avocado tree's been. Got a banana tree that's looked better than it did 2 months ago. I think because it was sitting in too much water. New leaves, but it's not. Doesn't look like it's growing any taller. Tomato. Thought this thing was gonna die 2 months ago too, but we got some tomatoes on here. That's a potato. That's a nasturtium. It's a lemon, Meyer lemon, I think. There's a lemon tree. And a variety of tomato I planted. Check out those wildflowers that did awesome, but I have a few that have come up on from seed, so maybe it's a little one and another one. Another banana. You see it's 2 pups down here. Boop. This banana is doing better than the one behind me. Got strawberries. I have no idea what kind of flower that is. I planted a wildflower mix. Seeds I just threw out here. Same thing with these red flowers. I don't know. But they sure were nice while they lasted. We'll get some more volunteers. Anyway, so I'm gonna come up here on the side of our hill and go through these real quick. Oh, this is a Valencia orange, which has not done well. I've not done well with this citrus. But it has not deterred me because I planted this Mexican lime, which I haven't killed yet. But it is new. Like I mentioned in the previous video, I got a new load of mulch. I think I've gotten about 2/3 of it back here. But I've filled all this in up here and over there with some new mulch. this here is our mission fig. And I have this cage on here because I think something was eating the leaves. I don't know whether it was a rabbit or a raccoon or a skunk. Or, I don't know. But anyway, a lot of new growth. Happy to see. And this is a Forte avocado. So keep an eye on some of this new growth here. I had another better spot, but it's just good right here from the top. Keep an eye on it. This is our moringa tree. The leaves are edible. It's supposed to be a pretty easy grower, but has not worked out well for me. But I think that's more leaves than we've had on it ever, so good sign. This is Manila mango. It suffers from fungus problems. It has not grown much. This thing, this is the newest growth right on here. It's also suffering from fungus malady. Those black spots on those leaves just aren't good. And there's a little bit here on the not good. So I continue to take care of it. We'll do the best we can. This is I think a white guava. Lots of new flowers. I think this is the most flowers I've seen on this guy ever. So I guess I was happy. I think I planted this tree last year. So it's been in the ground for over a year. But it's starting to grow. It's a Honeycrisp apple. Oh, I totally missed a plant. Let's walk down here. This is another Satsuma orange. And we have some fruit set on it. This is the same variety. It's back there by the loquat and the persimmon. And this small guy has more fruit on it than the one in the back, or in the side yard back there. And this fruit is growing, so and the tree does look happy, but when you get them back from the nursery, they always look happy for 6 months to a year if you just keep watering them. Anyway, let's go down the line here. This is these three trees. This Honeycrisp I planted. It was bare root. I planted in February. This is a Florida Prince peach. This is the last one to flush out, and that's it's supposed to be a 3-in-1 cherry, but I think there's only 2 on there. But they look nice. Got some foliage on them, so that's a good sign. And here's an Anna apple. And there's our lone apple. This is a bare root tree I planted last year ago, January. And we've had more flowers, but they've died back, and I don't think there's any fruit set. That's what the flower looks like. Nice flowers. Or that wildflower I just spread and stuck around. Here's our Desert Delight. I've been picking the fruit off this guy. This guy's ready. soft to the touch. You can see something's been eating at it. I'll have to come up here and pick some more. I've been eating a couple of these off every day. This is a part plum, or this is a 5-in-1 plum prune tree. All the branches have come in pretty good except for this guy. It's just really struggled. Probably gonna end up losing it. We shall see. This is a jujube, a leaf variety. You can see its flowers. It's a plumeria, flowers look awesome. The flowers, the leafage looks awesome. And just some plots here. No, it's like these guys. This is a cherry. I know this is a cherry tomato. I think we got our first tomato in here somewhere. There it is. And I have no idea what these things are, but they're looking a little yellow, so they probably need some food. Alright, more nasturtium. More random things. This is a Moro blood orange. Some other random plantings. Blueberries. Get about 5-10 blueberries off that every day. Progress. I think these are all peppers. I know that's a garlic. Anyway, lots of activity. See how our seedlings are doing over here. These two right here are honeydew. There's a seed right there. Push that. I don't think it's gonna go, but some of this is basil. We have some activity. I think this is an avocado tree. It's planted from seed. It has not had a single flower on it ever since we've been here. We've been here 4 years, and I think it was planted 2 or 3 years before that. So one of these years, it's gonna flower. We're gonna have some fruit. So there's another small little bed we got, and these things are on here because we have such a problem with slugs and roly-polies. Just ravaged the new seedlings, and that's why we have a table set up there on the patio. Table set up on the patio to grow things. So anyway, well, that's it. Till next week. Happy gardening.